Go. I don't want nothing. I'm not even asking for child support.
I didn't ask for no child support because I want to be done with this marriage. Like, I feel like I'm tied up. And I've been trying to save your face.
Ladies and gentlemen, a tale of two Dusties.
He was a Dusty. Yeah, yeah. He was a Dusty. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, it's Goldie, and I'm back with another video. So let's get into a little bit of conversation regarding Papoose and Offset. It seems like Remy Ma and Cardi B are having the hardest time getting rid of these dudes. Now, Remy Ma and Papoose' marriage was really considered like the pinnacle of Black love. Whenever we thought about Black love, of course, we thought about Remy Ma and Papoose. We all know that Remy Ma ended up being convicted of assault back in 2006 and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. And during that time, it was said that Papoose held her down. Now, nobody heard anything, any rumors of cheating or anything like that. So everybody thought that Papoose was just this super loyal guy, just standing by his lady's side while she went off to prison. Remy even went back to say that he would come to prison, he would come to the jail and stay at the jail every day from like 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day, just talking to her, being present and being her emotional support, as well as helping her make any decisions regarding the kids. She had a son, and I think he had two other children that he was taking care of at the time. And whenever anybody remembers or refers back to their relationship, they always talk about the fact that she went to prison and he was there for her. He stayed with her during that time and was kind of like this great boyfriend, husband, or whatever during that time. But now Remy went live not that long ago, last week or something like that, and kind of confirmed that everything we've been thinking ain't really what it was, and that she was a little guilty of making us believe something that wasn't necessarily true. Now, she said that while she was locked up, he was there for her, but he was also dipping back with one of his baby mamas. Now, that ain't too far fetched to believe. I kind of could see that happening, but she said that he was there for her every single day. And she had to kind of tell him to stop coming around so much because you know why? Because you know why? Because he should have been at work. Because he should have been out trying to pump some air into his career. Papoose is one of the greatest lyricists New York has ever seen. Nobody can ever take Papoose credit away from him in terms of what he can do with that pen, his delivery of his bars and all of that type of stuff. Like, nobody can ever take that away from him. But the reality is that Pap doesn't have the discipline nor the dedication, the determination to really get that energy, that motion going in his own career. So what he decided to do, and he will even say that he put his career on hold to support her while she was in jail. What really happened, and Remy just went through and told us the truth the other day. What really happened is that she made him power of attorney. So he had direct access to her finances and she paid all the bills. So his only job was to be home with the two kids, with his two kids, because they didn't have their own child, but she had a son that she said stayed with his own dad and stayed with her mom for the majority of the time that she was locked up. But she provided the money for Pap to kind of just come to the jail to support her for hours every day. Okay, so when she came home, Remy said she ain't have a dollar. And I mean, we know she ain't had no money, right? We saw her get on Love and Hip Hop, and we kind of saw them promote this whole little Black love agenda. But really, what they was doing was getting some money up in his pocket. She took some of her own money from Love and Hip Hop and had it added to what he would be paid. so that he can have his own money. But anyway, let's get into a little bit about what she was saying.
People, hey, me and Rem haven't even slept in the same bed since May 2022. You don't want to tell nobody that. You were so wrapped up in the whole black love thing. That was your thing. That was the only thing you had. And I realized that. And I respected that. You know what? I don't need to be out here telling people you ain't this and you ain't got this and you ain't doing this and you ain't that. Whoever get you, they'll see. They'll see.
So what Remy's saying is that she really didn't mind going along with the game, of presenting Papoose as this, loving guy and all of that type of stuff, because that was the image that he had built for himself. And she really didn't want to shake it up because, when it was all said and done, he would be seen for who he truly is.
Yes, I was. Paying rent in a house that I pay rent in at least 3 different apartments that I never seen a day in my life. And you know what I came home to? I have shit. I have $1 when I came home. I loved though, and I was okay with that. Because I know me, I'm a hustler, I'm a grinder, I know I'm going to get it. I always got it out the mud, I know I'm going to get it. And I was okay with that. You know what? Sit back, let me do this. You understand?
So while Remy was gone, Pap really wasn't doing anything to gain any motion or get any money. He kind of was just like out living it up on Remy's dime, with her paying the bills and, making sure that the family was straight or whatever. He kind of just coasted and presented himself as this loving and loyal partner and, black love whole thing. But after some time, things kind of, just started to kind of crumble down in the marriage. They went on Love and Hip Hop and, you know, they did this whole little we together type of thing, but things really weren't what we really thought it was. So by 2022, they were basically living together but separated. After some time, she said it was around 2024, she wanted him to get out because she felt like they were living a lie and she just wanted him to leave.
I was being told, you want me out? You want me out? Call police. Call police. Call your brother. Call your brother.
But Pap really didn't want to get out because his meal ticket hadn't been warmed up yet. Now, Remy had came to the internet and kind of put him on blast for cheating with this girl named Clarissa Shields, who was a MMA, I think, boxer, but she's a heavyweight. She got titles and all kind of stuff. So Remy had found that Pap fell asleep on the phone and she went through his phone and kind of saw everything that was going on. So, Pap had one foot in and one foot out, and he obviously was trying to move on. So, what Remy did was go ahead and put him on blast so he would have no choice but to go ahead and move forward and move in with our girl. And this is where we are now. Everything is messy. Pap has not been wanting to move forward. And, to be honest, I really feel like Pap really want to get back with Remy. And I kind of feel like Remy want to get back with him too. But she mentioned that, he was real rude and disrespectful to her. So what she did was she forced his hand. You cheating, you got these women, you act like you're not, doing nothing, but you really are doing something. Go ahead and claim one of these women publicly. Since you want to lay up in my house, talking on the phone and cheating and all this type of stuff, go ahead and claim one of these chicks. And Clarissa has been the one doing all the talking so far. Pap has not proclaimed his love for her yet, even though Remy has basically called his bluff.
I'm not even gonna bash nobody. I'll tell you the truth. Somebody said, first of all, it's not about loving somebody, hating somebody, giving somebody, niggas got clout because of you. Listen, I know what I needed to do. There was no way. It's my house because I paid for it. All 1 million, 0.3, whatever it was, I paid in cash with my name on it only. So yes, You understand? And if you're the one, I take care of the kid, I take care of this, so I stay here. You go, you move over here. You moved on, great. I'm trying to understand what's the holdup. What's the holdup? Who's holding what up?
So, like a true Dusty, Pap began to triangulate the new chick with Remy. The new chick has so much like motion because of all of this stuff that Pap had been fluffing her head up with. I mean, she was coming at Remy, telling Remy that it was over between them and that they finna go ahead and get married and have a baby and they finna have a family and all of this kind of stuff. But what Remy did was made it so that Pap could move on with the girl if he wanted to. But the reality is that he didn't want to move on with her. And one of the main reasons why I feel like Pap hasn't fully jumped into a relationship with Clarissa yet is because Clarissa has not made him her manager, and she still has not invited him into her world financially. Like Remy made Pap the power of attorney while she was in prison. So he kind of was all up in her bank accounts. Clarissa ain't put him in her bank accounts yet. Now, he working on getting there. And let's take a look at some of this stuff that he been doing.
Why did Clarissa come out with Papoose? Oh!
He was a dusty. Yeah, yeah. He was a dusty. Yeah. He was a dusty. Yeah, yeah. He was a dusty. Yeah. He was a dusty. Yeah, yeah. He was a dusty. Yeah. He was a dusty. Yeah, yeah. He was a dusty.
Pap isn't doing anything to get his own bag or stand on his own 2 feet. He is again back to riding a woman's coattails.
If you're wifey material, right? Let me cook for a minute, right? That's what's the true person? That's what you say. Let me cook for a minute, right? If you're wifey material, the person that wants you to be their wife will then disassociate themselves on every level from every other person that they're with and make you their wife. I know, because I've been there before. You understand? They're not going to have you out here being called a side bitch, a mistress, or any of these other things, and making you think they're telling you the truth.
Now, it's been real quiet in the group chat, but Papoose did file for divorce last month. Last month, May 22nd, after all of this drama, he finally filed for divorce. And now we wait to see if he is going to move forward and marry Clarissa.
Hey, please leave. Why are we doing this? Like, this doesn't make sense. Oh, you crashed out. You crashed. No. What I did was use a tactic and a tool that I know how to get him out of here. I know what's going to go. Because as long as y'all don't know what's going on, he going to still sit up in here, walking through here, not paying shit, talking to me crazy, treating me crazy, doing this. He care about that image, though. As soon as I did it, what he did, this is my new girlfriend. Oh, my God. Here we go. Come on, God. I was like, yes. 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 He is a great support system. I'll never take that away from him. Don't nobody hold a purse or tie a shoe like a great support system. Ain't nobody, I don't care who brought up what. It's nothing for you to be like, I don't want to talk about that. It's nothing to be like, so before you even start your shit, like, yeah. We not touching on that. Let's talk about what I have coming up. If that's really the case. Everybody lit on their own accord now, right? Everybody on the blogs, everybody's in it. It's great. Everybody's so happy, right? Now everybody's talking all the time and with each other all the time.
Now, Remy's strategy to get the Dusty up out her house worked perfectly. She made her move when he had another woman lined up so that there was no reason why he would need to come at her for spousal support or anything like that, because he got another woman that makes more money, that has a higher profile, that thought she had a higher profile than Remy already lined up. But the reality is, Pap and Clarissa to some degree needs Remy's celebrity. Remy might be 45 years old. She might only got one or two hits. She might be old news, but nobody checking for Pap. And only a few of us are checking for Clarissa. Now, I really like Clarissa, and I hate that she's tied herself to somebody like Pap, but we'll talk about that in the next video. Now let's get into Cardi and Offset. The one mistake that Cardi made is that she didn't bow out of this marriage when she had a clean opportunity to do so. Now she's so deep up in it, and Offset is really trying to hold on to her so tightly because he, like Papoose, need her light, that now he's trying to come for them pockets. All right. Now, this relationship has been a hot dumpster fire for as long as any of us can remember, like since the very beginning, right? It's just been a hot mess since the beginning. But one thing we know is that Cardi really loved Offset. She really wanted to be with him for some odd reason. And it seemed like every time she was getting her flow, she was getting her energy going, Offset would get her pregnant. It just seemed like so opportune that every time she was about to get back on her feet, about to get back in the studio, here she pop up pregnant again. Now, when they first got together, Offset had a little flow about him. He had a little energy about him. He was part of the Migos. You know, they was doing big things. The Migos was actually a really good group, and they broke a lot of records or got awards and stuff like that. They were a really good group. But you know that one of their members, Takeoff, passed away a couple years ago, and Offset had been feuding with Quavo, and some say that he was feuding with Quavo over a woman, right? So their whole group kind of just busted up. But Offset is a really skilled lyricist, like Pat. I mean, when he really gets in the studio and does his thing, Offset can produce hits.
Don't ever forget I'm him though. Like, don't ever count me out or put me in a place where I'm not valued, or you think I'm not valuable, I'm not good enough. I'm the best if I have to
get
be.
in there and get things going and, you know, get to the money, get to the bag. He would prefer, in my opinion, to continue to ride on Cardi's wave and kind of, you know, live a lavish life off of her dime. Now, Offset is not broke, but he is worth about half as much as Cardi is. Now, they say that he got a gambling problem. They say that he got a lot of little issues that come with him. And he might even be depressed. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, think about your family, man. Okay, why you out here cheating and running behind other women if you know that this is a lifestyle that you want to live, and you know that you have a woman that's down for you and that's, you know, really trying to have a family with you? Honor that and respect that, and stop running up against these random don't care nothing about you, and you probably don't care much about them neither.
Said this man don't give a fuck about no Cardi and Diggs. Any man that has fucked a lot of different women know that all this should be soulless. You could be around all of these women. It's not like you like them all. Like, I just want to have sex with them. They cool to be around. But when he go to sleep at nighttime, he be like, damn. The thing about Cardi B and Diggs, they is holding hands in public. That means things are intimate, right? I mean, they have a really good relationship between each other. Because Offset, I'm going to say 10 times out of 10, wouldn't take any of these women in public in that same situation. These are just girls that's just around for fun.
But
so any man who's been around the block a time or two know what this situation is.
It was
like.
one thing that it's one thing that nobody can deny, and that's that Cardi loved Offset. She really tried to make this marriage work, even with the cheating and the allegations of that gambling problem. It seems that Cardi has finally decided to walk away. And now, you know, when you decide to walk away from these men, they kick it up a few notches. Offset has been trying everything to prolong this inevitable divorce, and now he seems like he's out of options a little bit.
This guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life, all that. He was mad. He's mad about that. Mind you, this man sent text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me of me and him having
But
sex.
Cardi
That's the
tried as
type of
hard
shit
as she
I've been
could to
dealing
keep
with
the marriage
for
together
the
and
past
ended
2
up
months.
just having
Every
to
time
let
he
it
knows that I
go.
go out of
She
town, he
said that
harasses
it
me.
was taking too much out of her to stay in this marriage. She said that she was sacrificing her career just because of his actions outside the home.
She was a fucking person. I was getting in between my work. I'm not gonna lie and not say that motherfuckers wasn't helping me with my work. When I say helping, I'm not talking about writing or none of that shit. Just helping me, because we did help each other with our jobs. But it's like you helping me and yet you destroying me at the same time. Because from the smallest bitches with no fucking certification, with no nothing, with talentless as fuck, will diss me just over one person. Had to go. You becoming a liability to my work, you gotta go. Now these bitches gonna pay because now y'all can talk shit about nothing. It was becoming a liability. You know how many weak ass rap bitches, from the biggest to the lowest. I feel like all they had, because you know a bitch can't sub me for nothing. A bitch can talk shit about me for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a bad bitch from head to motherfucking toe. Bad bitch from head to toe. I could rap. I do numbers. My kids look cute. I got good jewelry, good cars, property owner. You know what I'm saying? A bitch can diss me or play me in nothing. Bitch can talk about shit about me in nothing. There was all every single time that they talk shit about me was because of one thing. When you start becoming a liability and you start to get in between my work, I couldn't
Once
even diss these whack
Offset began
bitches.
to see that
Because
Cardi
every
really
single time I
wasn't going to
diss
take
them,
him
they always
back
bring
this
up that
time
one
and that she
fucking
had
thing.
moved on and found a new man, he really started pulling out all the stops. He came up with the whole little "I'm going to threaten you" on social media thing, and even said something about unaliving, you know, the new guy that she was talking to. So after the internet laughed at him, right? We all laughed at him because ain't nobody scared of Offset, okay? He ended up deleting all of his social media accounts and trying to disappear from the internet.
Offset has now deleted his Instagram and his X account. His X account currently pulls up as this account does not exist, and you can't even go to his Instagram. So what happened was there's this photo, a side-by-side photo of Offset and Cardi's son, Wave, and Stefan Diggs. But people begin to point out that Wave's hair is braided very similar to Stefan Diggs. Mm-hmm. The only difference is the part in the middle and where that starts, to be honest. But it is very similar, almost the same hairstyle. So people are, were making jokes about it, and they were, trying to make it seem like Cardi did this on purpose, and just it must have been a lot for Offset. Not even must. It was a lot for Offset because he actually responded to it. He said, now when he tweeted before he deleted his account, now when somebody died for playing with my son, then they're going to call me a crash out. I don't care how I look. Trolling with my kid ends bad. Then after this, he deactivated his accounts. Earlier in that day, Cardi B had actually went on Twitter Spaces.
Do not understand why I'm getting so much disgusting hate from men. I'm even being called a. It is so crazy. I don't understand how I was a. I was married for 7 years and I was faithful for 7 years. The constant lies, the gaslighting, it was really messing up with my head. It got to the point, like last year, Last year, I really felt like I was going crazy. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Like my baby came out 5 pounds. I was so depressed because the lies, the constant drama. I would wake up every single morning paranoid. If I was still there, I was gonna end up going to jail because I was gonna end up killing them. Seriously, with my own bare hands.
I'm happy that Cardi has finally decided to put herself first and go ahead and really get a relationship that she deserves. One with someone that really loves her and values her. Now, the thing is, it's just like Papoose, Offset is now understanding how much he needed Cardi. Papoose now realizes how much he needed Remy. There's no such thing as replacing a woman. You can go and get a different woman, but you will never have that same type of setup that you had with the woman that you've done wrong. So these men find out when it's too late. They find out the hard way that the woman who was there for them, who wanted to be there with them, who kind of, went along on a journey with them, is a woman that they should respect. And they will spend every day of the rest of their lives trying to mimic and duplicate that which they already lost. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you again. Oh, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.